Me versus Courtney. Now, before you go into detail, this is not a versus battle. This is a horrible story about a guy who I met in junior high who taught me what it truly means to be popular and why you don't ever want to be popular. So, I met Courtney after watching a Boondocks episode about Riley when he became a basketball star and made him get into actually a pretty good conversation. And I didn't know, like, Courtney was hella fucking cool like that. And we agreed on fucking everything. We were talking about Riley, this, that. He was happened to be bouncing a basketball on his way home. So Courtney was really dark. And literally, I met him and it was really, really, really a crazy ass thing. So what happened was this is literally we started making fun of the Bulldogs and everything. I'm like, oh yeah, Riley, we were like this. I actually took his basketball and imitated what Riley did in the episode. And it was hella funny. We started rolling. And then it's like, bro, do you watch Rabbit Guy? Literally, this conversation started, we started cracking up. It's like, oh my god, I love Stewie. Literally, that was hella fucking funny. Like, me and him, I actually had a black friend. Courtney was my only real black friend that acted ghetto. That was the first time I attempted to be ghetto. And that is why that's the final time I would be ghetto. Courtney was hella fucking cool. He was understanding. And literally, I thought there was nothing fucking wrong with him. And literally, I started talking to him a whole lot more. I barely see him at school and this and that. And then I figured out that he was more popular than I thought. We kept on having multi-dimensional conversations about literally everything. I could talk to Courtney about everything except literally anime. And that was cool because I was trying to adapt to hip-hop at the time. So Courtney and Ben were literally the two biggest figures in order for me adapting to hip-hop. So Courtney literally used to try Ben and literally. So Courtney worked out. Courtney had six-pack and Courtney had this and that. And literally, he was infatuated with sports. He was infatuated with Allen Iverson, which is his favorite basketball player. And I learned a whole lot about this dude. So what really let me learn about what was crazy about Courtney was this. He had an older brother that played basketball with my older brother. And it was crazy, but what he tried to tell me, I figured out so much about Courtney. It wasn't even funny. So I was coming to his house like every other day after I was done hanging out with Ben. And sometimes he would even try Ben. Courtney even said that he could beat Ben in the fight. And Courtney literally was fucking crazy junior high. And literally, it was crazy because I have a girl's name and it's crazy. A black guy's name is Courtney. I thought it was hella fucking funny when we used to hang out. So literally, it was so fucking many. Courtney was so fucking ghetto. So Courtney always trying to hook me up with this girl. And literally, he always trying to hook me up for a black girl. And he would always do the most ghettoest fucking shit. He would be on the phone like, hey, yo, how big is your pussy? Literally, that shit was so fucking... I was hanging around with ghetto-ass Courtney. And it was fucking insane. We had a crazy-ass relationship, but... where are we going with this? Okay, before you jump to conclusions, I figured out that Courtney was a big troublemaker. But he wasn't a big troublemaker on paper. He literally supported what the fuck my brother tried to say when he locked me in that room. When my brother tried to say, we were asking about the situation, he's trying to say that even bad people have more power than me in society if I don't choose one side 100%. Which is what the fuck Courtney is. Now, I learned that from Courtney. This is the epitome of what my brother was talking about. This is how I see through every fucking lie is through fucking Courtney. Even when I got older, I didn't know how much power Courtney, the archetype, has in society. Now I know why. So let me go into like our relationship a little bit. So I come to Courtney's house, and before that, I have a relationship with God. The beginning of 8th grade, because I'm known for 7th grade for being the dancing fool, for making the same mistakes that I made with Helen a long time ago when I was literally taking advantage of being light, and I was literally just doing flip after flip after flip without no composure, without no pop and lock, without nothing literally. So literally, what happened is the beginning of the year comes and one of the day dances come, and literally, so Stronger plays Kanye West, and I usually were a fan of really free beats like the Good Life beat, you know, like overwhelming beats like Flow Rider. I didn't understand how to read music back then, and then I know when I'm trying to learn how to pop and lock, I listen to Stronger. I noticed something about the 4 count that actually makes me want to dance. And so the crazy thing about it is when that song came on, it was me and this other Filipino dude who nobody fucking likes. And literally, that guy was attempting to do footwork, and he was literally the same level at me where it comes to dancing. So I'm just enjoying myself, having a good time, raising my arms in the air, and literally, everybody, and he's looking at me, he's shaking his head like, you know you shouldn't be doing that. And literally, he can't dance himself, so literally, Simultaneously, as I'm seeing that guy try too hard, but even though he's in a better position, God's in my head. He's like, "Do you like Stronger?" I'm like, "I didn't know I could dance to this song." And God told me, he's like, "Because Stronger is a dancing song." And I had no idea that the voice of God was in my head at the time. I'm like, "Lily, is this really freaking God?" I'm like, I was tripping out. Like, this literally supports the fact that I be tripping. The voice of God was the creepiest shit when I was in 8th grade. So before we get into Courtney and why he literally was one of the most evil people I ever met, but he was actually, hella cool on screen every time, but I know some secrets about him that literally was crazy. So here's what happened. So the very first thing that I come to Courtney's house, it literally is meeting this other dude, and literally Courtney's mom would always literally make these cookies, and literally these square-shaped maple cookies, and literally they were made of pure fucking syrup, pure maple syrup, and like literally, like it tasted like caramel chips, but they felt like nuts. So literally, I had no idea. And literally, these were the most irreplaceable trinkets. And so I get inside, and literally, I start eating these cookies, and they're hella good. And so the very first thing that God says is, "This is what they really show up for." I'm like, that's just my subconscious. But as I got to know Courtney, every single thing that God said in that one sentence was exactly true. Like, literally, the craziest thing. So, let me get into literally what Courtney's interests were. So, I came over to his house, and literally, the first thing we do is we're talking about rap, we're playing CDs, we're doing this and that, and it was so fucking crazy. It was kind of my rival throughout fucking middle school, but he showed up like literally. So, Courtney literally with this and that, and the very first constructive criticism thing, like this is the highest form of trickery that Courtney pulled on me. You know those flaming hot fries from Hot Cheetos, literally? He's like, "Bruh, you should get those." I'm like, "Nah, I'm gonna get the Cheetos Puffs." He's like, "Bruh, you're fucking ignorant." I'm like, "What do you mean, man?" I'm like, "Those Cheetos Puffs are hella good." It's like, no, those Chester's fries aren't even hot, man. And I'm like, "Dude, I'm not going to do that. I am not going to do that." And so he's like, "Bruh, you hella fucking ignorant." And then literally, I felt bad for buying the fucking Cheetos Puffs, and then I came back and then I bought the fucking Chester's hot fries. I'm like, that nigga was fucking correct. And I didn't stop buying them. And it was crazy as fuck. So literally, Courtney is literally so fucking rebellious, and you think that's examples great? Like, even though I damn the master stacks, oh, you haven't been buying stacks like that. So no, this is a serious ass fucking thing. So I come literally to his house, and he shows me his belt collection. He has a red checkerboard belt. And he told me that his favorite color was red. So when I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! GX and I realized that Jaden's favorite color was red, it literally tripped me the fuck out. I'm like, whoa. But literally, fucking, I got a new phone. He's like, "Why? I like red. Red is sick." I'm like, it's crazy as fuck because he was a basketball player, but he did have a nerd side, but he didn't explore it too much. And we started playing Shadow the Hedgehog. He was like, "Oh, you ain't ready for Shadow." Nah, nigga, we gotta play Shadow. Super fucking crazy, super archetype. I even saw Notorious for him and his friend. The Biggie Smalls movie, yeah, I saw that shit with Courtney. Literally, Courtney was fucking crazy. So much fucking perspective, it wasn't even funny. Literally, I tried playing Naruto at his house. He's like, "I don't watch the show." And then literally, Kakashi shows up, the character sleep. "Oh, I see that nigga. He's hella good." Literally, that's the only shit of Naruto we saw. Literally, at the belt test and shit. So much fucking perspective of him being a nigga and shit. There were so many fucking negatives to Courtney, it wasn't even funny. But let's start off to why I don't support 8th grade anymore. If you know Slow Jams, Twista, and Kanye, this and that, I literally performed Twista's part from beginning to end on sync with fucking Twista. And for Courtney, I had a CD playing. He's like, "Oh, I love this song." I literally spazzed on Courtney, and literally, this is how you know, like hip hop is like literally some childhood shit, like literally. So I started spinning Chris's part. It's like, "Oh, I be sipping Hennessy, amazing things." It says something like this, that. I'm like, literally, this and that. They can see you doing all me, literally fucking killing that shit. Twister's part, word by fucking word. And Courtney gets hella mad, and I see him. He turns his head, and he literally walks into the fucking wall because of how much I'm killing Twister's part. But I'm like a picture ass, I say to the picture grass and shit like that. Literally, I hit every single note on Kristen's part, and Courtney got hella fucking mad. But let me explain to you, that is why you get no pussy. If you stay stuck in that fucking world, and you literally imitate hip-hop for fucking ever, you will not understand the situation. Imagine doing that literally over and over again, and you literally being in a blue situation. It's For 8th grade, that shit is perfect. For 8th grade, that shit is phenomenal. Literally, me being able to rap the fest, yeah, I was able to literally go to Christmas part over and over and over again. And I fucking killed Courtney, but at the same time, when you're older and stuff like that, you find that shit pretty corny. I'm trying to tell everybody that yo, I grew out of junior high already. You have to observe the situation, because the best part about that is I was in my own little world, and you can't be in your own little world if you have to observe the situation. And when you get older, you have to understand there's more important things. You have to be alert of certain things. And you can't really be imitating fucking Twisted when you have important shit to do. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. You can't live in junior high forever. And you have to absorb that. But still, moving on. Is because I was in my own little world is why literally I pulled no fucking bitches. Is why, because I have to understand the situation. I have to understand body language. I can't literally be in my head all day 24 fucking 7. You know, it's literally, but that's a great thing for hip hop, and that's a beautiful tool for writing. But let me tell you, when you understand the situation, this is just a little hint, you will become a better rapper, but you won't be as obsessed with literally imitating other people's flows forever. Just like the real Slim Shady, that's how you start off, and you can't stay like that forever. You have to develop your own fucking style. Me versus Courtney is literally one of the most heavier weighted videos I've been trying to make, because this is the theme of season 2. All that storytelling is the theme of season 2. So yeah, so moving on, so Courtney literally had so much shit, and literally, we always had a crazy ass time at his fucking house, and literally, I used to have an obsession, an unhealthy obsession for Eminem while I was in junior high school. I was in website class, and literally, I took advantage of the fact that my generation was when rap ended, when fucking everything became club music, and like, there was literally no lyrical rap anymore. And so literally fucking, there was this guy at Woodstock class, he's like, man, you can't rap, man. And so I'm like, oh, you don't think I can rap? Yeah, you're free to call me a piece of shit for this, but literally, I come out over it. You think I can't rap? The raids are releasing the page, it's like a demon releasing the cage. Lunatic, soon as I hit the stage, my mind's like a fucking sticking dynamite. Once it hits the house, I'm like, literally, and I'm not fooling anyone. And literally, they're like, what? Hold up. I'm like, and little did I know, I stole that from Eminem. I would spam that shit. The raids are releasing the page, it's like a demon releasing the cage. Every fucking where literally. So there was this time when me and Courtney was playing basketball, literally. And so literally, he was fucking dunking on me. But literally, I was keeping up with him, I was guarding, we were doing pretty good. So literally, I'm competing with Courtney in basketball. And literally, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hit some Eminem for you. I'm getting cocky and shit. I'm dribbling, and he can't catch me. I'm like, the raids are releasing the page, it's like a demon releasing the cage. Literally, and Courtney cannot fuck with me. He's like, oh, you like Eminem? And then he steals the ball from me, and then he dunks at me. There goes your Eminem right there. And literally, I'm still rapping this shit, and he's like, there goes your Eminem right there, and then Courtney ends up winning the game. It's fucking crazy. So, literally, let me get to the bad side of Courtney. So, Courtney, literally, so this is the most fucked up thing about Courtney. Okay, so, literally, let's start off with, literally, the time where he literally got jealous of me, and the whole reason why he kept on trying to hook me up with this one black girl was simply because I was getting choosing signals for all these other girls, but I didn't know what to do. And so literally he kept on making rumors like, hey, there was this one time my brother stuck me in the room with hella fucking girls. In the beginning of the year when I was in 8th grade, a whole bunch of Mexicans are commenting on my Reese's Cup long sleeve shirt. And they kept on saying the same thing. I'm like, why? I just look like a peanut butter cup. It's like, okay, that's what they kept on talking to me. And they tried to let me know something. He told me something like, it's not the fact that we don't like you, it's the fact that really we are controlled by somebody else. And like, I don't snitch, I don't do none of that dumb shit. So like, literally, that was just an insider. So Courtney referenced that. He's like, bro, my brother was like this and that. And literally, but I forgot that he was referencing me and shit. And him and Ben used to always make fun of me. Iris, that's why you're still a virgin. Literally, kids always do that shit, but Courtney went too far. You know what he did one time? When I was trying to watch shit on my laptop, and he was over at my house. He's like, you know why I'm not a virgin, Iris? It's because I like to fuck guys. I'm like, what the fuck? And I was so lonely at the time. Don't ever let lonely get in the way of being logical. Please be logical over being lonely. It will always help you in the end. Because their team is going to self-destruct anyway. And literally, Courtney put his arms in between my fucking legs on some gay shit. And literally, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Courtney? I still hung out with him. I was a fucking narc, and I had to change. Now, I do fight Courtney. Just wait to the end of the video, just so you don't destroy my pride. I do fight Courtney. Just wait a little bit. Like, there's a life lesson behind this. I was so desperate for a friend that I still hung out with him after that shit. And literally, it was fucking, don't ever, ever, ever be that desperate. Courtney was an evil motherfucker. There was this one time where literally his grandma was over, and literally he slapped his grandmother on the butt. And literally, I'm like, what the fuck, man? And I literally was so fucking enraged and so fucking pissed now that I got older at the time. And literally, he was so fucking trifling. And literally, there was this time where Courtney had a birthday party, and literally everything that I thought was crazy. So if you want to know what party that was, yes, that was the party I stated in Nas and Valentine's Day special. Literally, that was Courtney's party that he invited me to, where everything was about gangster rap. He literally, people were all like, "Bruh, this guy has the slaps." Literally, it was nothing, no fucking delays, no fucking party. Girls and guys were twerking all over the fucking place. It was crazy. Everything was so fucking gangster. There was this one black guy. He's like, "Nigga, don't fuck with me. My dick longer than these speakers." Literally, fucking the most ghetto fucking shit. I'm like, oh. Literally, I was so fucking crazy. I cried home because of how much gangster shit was going on, literally. And that was literally the party when I ran home. And literally, there was this time when I was in high school, my junior year, when I threw a crazy ass fucking party full of all my anime friends, but I only had a handful. And there was literally countless people at Courtney's fucking party. And literally, my cousin Noel was all like, "Eris, if nobody liked you because I kept on complaining about why I didn't have a girlfriend, then how come all these people are at your party?" There weren't as nearly as people as there were at Courtney's party, and that is when I learned where it takes to be popular. You have to literally smack your grandmother on the butt in order to be popular. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that shit. I'm not doing that. Literally, that's why I learned the truth of Lily. That's why none of these speeches that my family gave me came home, because I'm trying to fit in with disgusting people. That is a load of fucking perspective that I learned from Courtney. I fucking cried home, and literally, I came to his house the next day, and there was a hole in Courtney's wall, and literally, the black guys were all like, "Oh, this girl crooked on him so fucking hard that he hit in the fucking wall," and I was so fucking jealous of how ghetto Courtney was, and this is why you shouldn't be obsessed with hip-hop. Look at all those fucking roles that he degraded. Look at what he did to me on screen. That's what it takes to be fucking popular. He's suffering on the inside, but all that exponential shit, all that so-called uniqueness is literally making up for it. I'm like, no, I can't fucking do that, man. That's why you don't want to be popular. This is the ultimate video. This is what you sacrifice in order to be popular, and I'm not going to do that. So I graduate from junior high, and me and Courtney part ways, different high schools, and literally came down to freshman fucking year. So he tried to literally get me to smoke all throughout 8th grade. "Bro, why aren't you getting high? Why aren't you getting high?" I'm like, I literally like, no. I'm never gonna fucking smoke. I told Courtney I'm never gonna smoke. Look, Courtney burnt me with a fucking cigarette because I won't fucking smoke. Because I so fucking lonely, I literally still hung around her. He was all that abusive nature. That's literally, oh, it's better than being alone. I fucked up so much with that perspective that I'm done. I'm done literally with that, and that literally happened a long time ago. So freshman year came along, and I have this and that. So here's the thing. So literally, there was this time when Courtney was hanging around with this other dude, and literally, this guy literally stole my fucking iPod. And literally, I was wondering what the fuck happened. I'm like, dude, so I went over to Courtney because Courtney was hanging out with him that day, and he literally, it was a fucking crazy ass fucking mess. It was my brother's iPod too, and he literally stole my fucking brother's iPod. I'm all like, Courtney, I just get done smoking this shit like that. I'm high. I literally had the biggest fucking disappointment. And so literally, that shit was many as fuck. Because I'm trying to talk sisters to Courtney, and Courtney's like, "Oh man, well, that's not my fault." Literally, Courtney was literally doing this and that. And I'm all like, "Bro, we need to help. Like, I need you to help. Like, where's this guy live? This and that." And so literally, it's like, "Man, fucking, don't blame me for this shit." Like, literally. So I end up fighting fucking Courtney. So this is a pre-long fucking fight. So literally, I fight him in his backyard, literally, and Ben's the fucking judge and shit like that, literally. So me and Courtney are evenly fucking massive, literally, because I've been training, because I was on the football team freshman year, literally. I gained biceps on top of biceps, literally. I was competing him in terms of everything. I used to not be able to take Courtney's hits because he kept on working out, but after I started working out, I realized that I couldn't be scared of him anymore. And I kept on hitting him. There was one time we were evenly matched where we couldn't hit each other. I got him on the fucking ground, and I started hitting him on the ground. He's like, "Motherfucker," so I get up, and I let him hit me because that was a cheap shot, and I am literally like an anime character when I fucking fight. I play fair to fullest. Because I attacked him when I was down, I'm like, it's okay, I'm gonna let you hit me a couple of times while I'm sitting down, and then I'm gonna come back, and that's exactly what happened. I was fucking high when I fucking fought Courtney. Literally, so I'm fighting Courtney like this and that, literally. I'm pushing him back with my fucking arms, literally. I'm parrying his fucking shots, I'm overlapping him, and literally, but I ran out of stamina because he was playing sports for longer. So what happened was this, so literally, I'm evenly master fucking Courtney. I'm pushing him back into our car, so Courtney literally takes his hand, puts my hand against the car and starts literally hooking me one after another. But I get back up and literally, so Courtney backs off because my brother comes walking down the street. Like, what the fuck you doing to my little brother? So yeah, my brother really came down for the very first fucking time. Literally, when Courtney and me had a fight, he came down like an older brother for the very first time. And he literally, you guys are like, oh yeah, well, see, he's your older brother. No, he only did that because he was a little fucking kid. When he saved me for a grown ass man, would my brother save me for a grown ass man that's trying to rape me? He came down acting like he was an older brother the whole fucking time, only because there's a little kid in junior high I got in a fight with. And literally, so the fight went on. So literally, the guy named James, who I used to be envious of, actually gave me credit. And he like, hey, you remember the time he fought Courtney? Because in reality, nobody fucking ran, because I ran that stamina, but we're evenly matched the entire time, and I pushed him against the car. And literally, it was the craziest fucking fight I've been through. That's when I knew I was equivalent to Shinobi, right then and fucking there. And I did not give up on Courtney. So literally, what happened was this, like literally, Courtney ran inside as soon as he saw my fucking brother talking all that shit. Oh, I could beat your brother in the fight, even literally. And as soon as my brother came rocking down the street, fucking Courtney literally ran in the fucking side. He's like, oh, this motherfucker trying to fuck my little brother. So literally, Courtney left his bike outside. He's like, I want you to choose where the fuck to throw his bike. And I chose the garage, and I threw the bike out of the garage. I literally left a big ass dent into Courtney's garage. And after that, me and him stopped being friends. After all the times him and his dad used to hook me up for haircuts, all this ghetto shit, this and that, it all turned out for the bad. And this is why you don't want to be ghetto. This is why you don't want to be popular. This is why you don't want to support the archetype, because I'm me versus fucking Courtney. If you want, let me know, like, I won, but at the same time, like, if you want my honest opinion, you know, he got away with being a brat, so I gotta say, like, it's kind of a tie if you ask me. Even though this and that, I'm not one to literally argue against a devil's advocate, because I give credit where credit is due, and he literally left the area. He got kicked out of the area, so this and that. So I have to say I won, but you gotta understand at heart, I ran out of fucking stamina. So, if I had the same level of experience as him, it wouldn't have even been a question. But I'm gonna let him get that time. I'm gonna let him get that, because I stayed in the same position for a long time for a good reason. So I'll let him get that.